Did it. Hello. Tag a friend. Tag a friend. Share to a group. How do I tag a friend? Not sure. Hey, guys, rolling up. There's gonna be a lot of rolling up with names, and so I'm just gonna say hello on the way up. Um, a lot of times. Hello. Hi. uh, but hey, welcome to the sofa. Real talk. I do need to say this is a standalone from my MS informational lives. This is about relationships. So if you are into relationships and you do still want to tune in and you still wanting to watch, then by all means, please stay. If not, I totally understand if you decide to leave and stop watching. So with that being said, the topic for today is conversation or sex, which we know, especially now in this day and time, sex is like kind of up there, and a lot of people talk about sex. You hear more about sex than anything in the world. Talking about size, positions, and all that type of stuff. You rarely hear a lot about conversation. And so I just wanted to figure out, with all the people that are watching right now, I want you to spam and let me know what's more important to you, conversation or sex. So I'm gonna go ahead and do mine. Conversation. Mine is conversation. Somebody else said conversation leads to sex. That is a great point. That's pretty much what I was about to lead into. I just wanted to see what everybody else was thinking. So, see if anybody else wanted to say anything. I don't believe so. The question was, what's more important to you? Conversation or sex? Brain stimulation. Yes, I like that answer. Brain stimulation. Brain stimulation. Just like you said, anybody can screw. Anybody can screw. But to stimulate someone's brain is an. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that have watched me on live have heard me say that there's nothing, or even just looked at my page a couple of times where I post, there's nothing more sexier than a awesome conversation, a deep conversation. And I think I could be overstepping men when I say that I do believe when it comes to women find it a little more wanting when it comes down to that deep conversation. For some reason, I'm like, I was born wanting conversation more than wanting sex. Now, I'm not trying to say sex didn't get me in trouble a lot of times, but I'm not saying that sex did not mess up a couple of good situations for me. That was a learning curve. It took me, I would probably say, from 2000 to now. That was the grand time for me to learn what conversation really meant in a relationship. And it wasn't until this past summer when I reached that point of knowing that when I got married in the first place, my marriage was based off the fact that me and my wife could have a awesome conversation at the beginning anyway. And everybody that's tuning in, I totally appreciate it. And the topic today is conversation or sex. What's more important? But unfortunately, that conversation went down, and the relationship was just puh. And I can actually sit up and say it was on both our parts. But like Ms. Lynn, husband and I spend hours when, let me go over here. Husband and I spend hours when he gets home just talking and laughing. No TV, no phones, just us. Most cherished part of our marriage is that time. You know what? And that is so awesome. I like that. That is like the best thing in the world. I love hearing stuff like that. Scott says, before I got sick, sex was number one, but now I have gotten so much closer to my wife that conversation has become number one. And Scott, for you to even say that, hats off to you, sir, due to the fact that a lot of men, unfortunately, the conversation starts downhill first before this starts to roll. I don't know. I just always, I started sex early. I think that's what kind of threw me off a little bit. If I hadn't known about sex as early as I did, I probably would have been more prone to enjoy the conversation more at my younger age than just falling for sex. And so you just really have to, once you start just no dialogue, and the only thing that you can build a relationship off is sex, what happens when someone gets sick? What happens when you can't perform anymore? People start to leave. People start to get unhappy. People start to cheat. So much comes up. So many things happen. The relationship that goes to shits, pretty much. And it's kind of like no rebuilding if both parties are not willing enough to just figure out what's going on. And then I can sit up here and say for myself, early 20s, I was kind of dumbfounded. Okay, I couldn't hold a deep conversation for probably no more than 20, 30 minutes to an hour or so, maybe, if that. So I can say, even though I'm divorced, I got a lot out of my marriage. I realized how not smart I was to a degree. And learning that knowledge is very important. You might not have to go to school, but learning things, period, is very important in life, kids. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe, pretty much. If you don't know what G.I. Joe is, shame on you. But seriously, I can't say being married to a scholar pretty much made me up my game. As Sierra would say, it helped me level up, basically. I didn't want to feel dumb around her. Even though she didn't make me feel dumb, but I felt dumb. How can I start a conversation out with somebody that has a couple of degrees? I didn't even finish school. But 25 years old, I got my high school diploma. I went to college. I haven't gotten a degree, but I learned a lot. And I'm very proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. So anybody out there, any men, especially any men, if you're sitting up here in a relationship and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and the fact that you can't sit and talk to your partner about what's going on, that lets you know that communication is very least to none, not important. Everything else you're more worried about. And it's something that I tell my kids, and I try to tell my kids, if you can't talk to him or her, what's the relationship for? A great relationship is built off when I can be vulnerable to my partner. When I can sit and I can open myself up and not worrying about if my partner is going to judge me day in and day out. Now, she might not like what I did or what I'm about to say or what I did say or what I did not do. But then I can accept that. That is a true relationship. Because we are two different people. So if you're looking for a relationship or you're in a relationship that you can't go to your partner and say, hey, you know, the words that you said the other day, you know, that really bothered me. That just, I couldn't do it. It hurt. Why did you say that? It might be a conversation that you might have to put out. I mean, like just put over to the side for maybe a day just to gather yourself because you're not ready for it. But it shouldn't be a conversation where you shouldn't have. For instance, I'm throwing myself up under the bus. And I can say at the beginning of my marriage back 2005, I was at my highest game of looking at pornography. And I did not know that this would be an issue in a relationship. And so for my wife to respond the way that she did, as in, you're going to hell, I'm like, huh? What? Why? When? Who? You know, I never heard that. Well, yeah, actually, I never heard that before back then. You know, I hear it all the time now. But back then, it was like, it was common for me. So, you're weird, pretty much. That's how I saw the issue. But it wasn't that I didn't want to talk about it. I did want to talk about it, but she didn't know how to talk about it. And it was only because of how she was raised and what was told to her. But then at the same token, we had to respect each other. I had to respect her feelings. I had to respect the fact that to a degree, she wasn't basically taught. She didn't learn that you might meet some people, you might even date some folks that indulge in stuff like that. And so we talked about it, and my compromise to that was I needed to change that. Because she was upset about that. That bothered her. So there's nothing wrong with compromising. And I was talking to someone yesterday about compromising. And me and my silent partner with the show talked about this a lot during the summer. Before starting the Sofa Talk, how it's great to have two separate identities, but coming in bringing it back into the middle and being able to communicate with each other is very important for a relationship to last long. And so if you can't communicate with your partner, you really can't say that you truly love that person. I'm not saying that you don't love that person, but you that's not a relationship. There are going to be some things that you can't stand about your partner, some things that you don't like about your partner. But being able to grow with them is being able to talk to them, letting them know how you feel about something, how you feel uncomfortable with something, and let's work together to try and figure out how we can grow and change this, because that person might not even know that they're doing anything. You can't just assume that because you don't like it, they're going to know. David says, for him, the disease causes hard for him to communicate. Depression goes with it. He has a bachelor's and a master's. Heading to get a doctorate. Okay. Then MS threw him downhill. Communication in marriage is difficult for him. All right. So, like I stated, what happens when you get sick? Even when an illness causes you to get disabled, with disabilities and sicknesses, when it throws a wrench in the system, the first thing that we look at is our past life, and we're wanting that back and not realizing who we are today and what we are today. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, David. If that person does care about you, then they're going to realize that. They're going to try and cope with what's going on and try to understand, but then you also have to realize, and Mario is watching, which has taught me that on the other end, your partner is going through some things as well. You're not the only one. Your partner might not be sick, but your partner watches and is seeing the person that they cared about, the person that they married, the person that they felt like they gave their life to, just go down a step or two. Hello, everybody that's watching. I do apologize that I'm unable to see everybody's name and recognize that, but I do appreciate you watching. We're talking about conversation or sex. What's more important to you guys? And a lot of you have stated, if not all of you have stated, how important conversation is. And the intimacy will come after that. And again, guys, if you can sit and you can make love to a woman mentally, their soul, their spirit, oh man, please, probably you can get all the sex you want out of it. I mean in a relationship. Now, not saying that you go around and you just make love to somebody mentally just to get some and then leave them. No, shame on you. You don't do stuff like that. But I'm meaning in a relationship. If you're really wanting to get in a relationship with someone and you want it to last, find out how to conversate. Find out how to be vulnerable. Men feel like if I'm too vulnerable, then I'm weak. That's poppycock. Darn it. That's a bunch of lies. That's something that society has you believing. If I sit and my woman sees me drop a tear, then, oh, I'm not a man of the house type situation. Please. And if your woman even thinks that, shame on her. I like that, David, the fact that you both are willing to go to counseling. You know what, Dave, let me ask you this question. Are you shy? Are you too shy to come up and me add you on the show? If you are too shy, that's fine. You can inbox me and we can talk about that a little bit. Ms. Land says, I'm so blessed that I have someone who knows my depression and listens to me. Ms. Carrie, it's hard for me and my husband comes from Ms. Carrie. You don't have to say. Okay, we can sit and we can blame our parents all day about what we feel that we did not learn. But at the end of the day, we are grown people. And the fact that we are grown, that it is all time to realize that, all right, my mom or my dad didn't teach me something, so that means I need to step up the game. That means I need to change that. That means I need to learn for myself. So, with that being said, Carrie, Uh, Either, if that relationship is extremely bad. Now, I'm not telling you to leave or anything, but if that relationship is that bad and that uncomfortable, then you have to, you need to find other, need to get out, because that is just awful. To be honest with you, that's something that you really don't need. And he might be uncomfortable himself, or if you can't talk to him, maybe counseling is needed as well, like kind of like what's going on with David. If you're coming from a family that doesn't communicate, which I am from a family like that. My mom and my dad as bad when it comes down to communication. Awful. Oh, I've never. But we're not talking about his mother. We're talking about him and you. So you guys are older. It's you guys' responsibility now, not his mom. So regardless if his mom is evil or not, it still boils down to who you and him and you. What are you? What are y'all identities? How old are you guys? You past 30, you're past that point to where you should have figured that out by now. Mario, you said something, and I got to go back to it. Let's see, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I think you said something, Mario. I might have missed it. No, I didn't see it. Like Jalissa stated, as an adult, if you are tired of a situation, it is up to self to seek help. That is most definitely correct. Pretty much like me. I can't complain about my ex-wife. I stayed in a situation that wasn't healthy for both of us. And it takes, she could have left, I could have left, but we all just stayed. My excuse of the situation was, no one is going to care about me. He has MS. What woman wants to talk to a man that's sick already? I had to get over that. I had to realize that there are other people out there that can care less if I'm sick or not, and will accept me for who I am. And that I need to love myself. And we get away from that. The world takes us away, even though we have the selfie, even though we are starting to become a world of egos, we still don't know self-love. And in order to love someone else, you have to know how to love yourself first. So, can anybody in here tell me that they truly love themselves? It's all about the soul, and you're totally correct. Can't get over how shiny my head is because I have oil. I have black seed oil on my head. I just cut it. And I have dry skin, and so the black seed oil helps it. And I have a light right here. I have a light right here, light right there, light right there. Well, Kimberly, to be honest, you do. Because you can't count on someone else to love you. No, and that's true. Unconditional love. That is so true as well. But what happens when that person leaves? Once that person leaves, then if you don't know how to, you're like a lot of us, and as people, period, are looking for someone to love them in order for them to feel love. And sometimes it takes years and years. And so they're going from relationship to relationship. That is true too. You have to trust that they want. But again, and like I just stated, I was in a 13-year marriage. It really made it concrete for me how important conversation was. To the point that after I got divorced, I know what I need and I know what I want. And I'm not accepting anything less than that. And who to say, that might take me 4 to 5 years to get in another relationship with someone. I know that I don't want to have sex with anyone that I know that I'm not mentally, spiritually deep with. So, yeah, what's wrong? But I had to learn. I had to learn it about myself. No, you misunderstood that, Kimberly. And I thank you for stating that. No, that does not mean that you can't fall in love, because the person that you fall in love with just might help you transition to that. And you guys might live together until one of y'all die. And that is very possible. So people don't get me mixed up with that, because I wouldn't know what I know now if I didn't fall in love with my ex-wife. So I am thankful for being in that relationship. Even though it didn't end the way that I wanted it to end, I am thankful for my marriage that I just had. Kimber, I'm sorry. I'm adding letters. I'm adding letters. I do apologize for that. And again, thank you for correcting me. Men, don't feel bad about being corrected by a woman. That's like to be able to have someone to correct you if you're messing up. That's like the best thing. Shouldn't feel bad about it. There's no growth without self-love. And that's basically what I was stating, Ms. Kimbers. But still, thank you for even mentioning that as well. Because you just, and again with me, 24 years old, high school, going back to get my degree, my high school diploma. I wasn't even thinking about that. I could care less about that. School, whatever. I got tired of school. School for me was just, and for you guys that are watching, that are tuning in, I totally appreciate you watching. And again, the episode is about conversation or sex. What's more important? But yeah, I'm like, school, whatever. But again, like I stated, me getting to know her a little bit more and seeing how important school was for her, and realizing, shoot, I can't help her. And I don't want to be the partner that couldn't help my wife achieve her goals. And right now, her finishing school was very important to her. So I had to up my game. So that's something that she taught me by being in that relationship with her. So, Dr. Who's on got to go. Lots of love to y'all and my friends. All right. Most definitely. And Kimber, yeah, no, there's no growth without self-love. And you can't have one without the other. But that is true to a certain degree, because what do you say about a person that has self-love but is not in a relationship and doesn't get in a relationship until they're like, let's say 24 years old, they have self-love for themselves, but they don't get into a relationship, a deep relationship, until are you saying sex and pillow talk? You can't have one without the other? Is that what you meant? I'm just seeing what my time looks like, because I love when people come up and express themselves. Oh, okay. Awesome. My bad. Again. Sorry about that. But yeah, sex and pillow talk. But conversation can be a great foreplay. Conversation can lead up to that kiss that gets you sex. So the thing is, what I just wanted to prove was, and I'm glad that you guys are kind of are onto the fact that You have to talk, and just having sex is just bleh. Exactly. To have a connection, to have sex, you have to have you have to conversate. Anybody can just have sex with anybody and going on about the day. But a relationship, and I'm not talking about that. You can just have sex and going on about your day, but to have a relationship, there's you have to have substance. Something has to be there. So I'm past that 30-minute mark. Before I continue to talk, does anyone want to come up and be added to the show and express how they might have a couple of ideas on conversation in a relationship, or their view on how important conversation is, and heck, or their view on how sex for them just might be more important? Unless you're just shy and scared, like I am shy, that people don't feel that I'm shy, because I guess I'm doing stuff like this. I am so shy. You should watch me when I'm trying to press that go live button. I sit there for maybe about 2 minutes before I can press it. I have the slightest idea why. I know why. Again, nervousness, anxious. Mario, you're always coming up. Y'all try me. Mario, y'all have to stop letting Mario be the only person that wants to sit in, because he has great advice when it comes to relationships. I respect him and his wife's relationship. I really do. But y'all gotta stop being scared, man. Man up, woman up.
But you don't want to talk to me, man. You don't want to talk to me tonight, man. That hurt my feelings. I hurt. Now I just shut down and my communication is gone. You did not mentally stimulate me. You just shut down in the door before I try to come to you and express myself to you. You're wrong. But that's what partners do. That's how it happens, right?
Yes.
And guess what? You done planned that.
Exactly.
But you hurt my heart. And you laughing at me, and I get to share it with you. I'm not vulnerable. I'm not sensitive, but I will let you know you hurt my heart. My feelings are hurt. No.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I might have to put earphones on.
You might do what?
I might have to put earphones on. If I put these earphones on and I'm sitting here and echo, that's your phone.
That's your phone. No. Your phone was doing that yesterday. It was doing it Friday with Felicia. And now tonight it's your phone. It wasn't her phone, that was your phone. Turn your Android upward.
I can't. So what do you have to hit on the subject?
I mean, basically, no. What it was is I was going back to David comment that he shut down, and I think I don't know about, I can't speak for everybody else, but that shutting down was a process as far as myself and my marriage. In my trimester of MS, I had to learn and find myself. And how can I put it?
Hey Mario,
what's up?
Where your wife on it?
You trying to hurt my feelings tonight. You know what? You know what, man? Let me tell you something. Do I still got an echo? Then let me go out and come back in, because that's your phone. Hey, somebody else come on so y'all can prove to him that's his phone and not mine. I'm tired of him hurt my feelings tonight.
Oh, but yeah, uh, yes, having Mario on has a cause a disruption. But yeah, it's I didn't I didn't like block up. I didn't lock up when my marriage went bad. I actually even opened up more. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the shoes were kind of with me being sick and not having to work. I think the role reversal changed. What? But I don't think I know the role reversal changed so much. I could probably say if people on the outside looking in, they probably would have been like, she was the husband and I was the wife in a sense when it came down to communication and especially communicating. Um, but I really feel that kind of like how Miss Carey was stating that coming from a family that doesn't communicate a lot, there is a such thing as having a problem. I am going to say, guys, that I just looked at my computer screen and my feed on my end had paused. So let me check my phone. Okay, it's not hot, but sometimes normally that means that it's gonna go green in maybe a few minutes. But but yeah, I did I pushed and pushed, and so for me to find someone that I can stimulate or can stimulate me is very important. Very, very important to have someone to be able to just get in a deep conversation, regardless of what the conversation is. We could be talking about the leaves outside, but the fact that we can have a awesome conversation of how the leaves change colors and keep it going and possibly even laugh about the situation or about the kids or anything. It's heck, crayons. There is a such thing as having a deep conversation about crayons. So when you can just pick up anything and or especially like if you come home from work or they come home from work and you're able to just let them offload about what's going on and um that's like the best thing in the world, man. That is just quite to me that is quite sexy. Oh, don't know what the topic is. The topic is about conversation or sex. What's best in a relationship? And I do apologize for the new people that are catching up. What's more important to you? What do you find more important in a relationship? Um, and so far, Corgi, the the weight is conversation and sex down here because that conversation lead can just bring in the sex if you really do it right. Versus that's it's like the best thing to keep a relationship growing. But because anything's possible to happen. You have so many people getting injured. You have so many soldiers like veterans coming home, and what happens when they come home and they're unable to perform? Do you leave? Do you leave your partner, or do you find ways to figure things out? And that's where that conversation comes in, um, because sometimes they're damaged. Sometimes they're damaged, and so to have someone to be able to conversate with on a nightly you know, nightly when you go to bed. I think it's like so cool. Sure, Corey. Let's see. I'm adding you, Corey. Mario want me to prove a point anyway.
Oh, hey.
Hey, sir.
Hey, sir.
What? Maybe it is my
What?
phone.
Maybe it is my phone.
Do you hear an echo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, because
my
phone is starting
phone is
warm.
warm.
But still, Mario
But
does.
still, Mario does.
It's only when Mario
It's
gets
Only
on.
when Mario gets on.
Every single time with him. So we're talking about relationships, valuing the importance of leveraging the balance between conversation, talking versus sex, and weighing what's more important in the relationship. I mean, they're both important, but I think you have to have a solid foundation. If you don't have that solid foundation that comes from things like knowing each other well, strengthened by the conversations, the sexual energies that you guys bring together, it makes that even more important and more makes it better.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my position on it.
And,
So,
and you, you're
And,
totally,
and you're totally, I think you,
that's how I feel.
that's how I feel. And
Because sex is always going to be
because
there.
sex is always going to be there.
not well. Oh, so the other day, you were talking about Friday. Had the female stuff going, talking about sex, menopause, and stuff. So I wanted to add something to that. So a lot of men are afraid.
Wait.
This is totally different from
This
me.
is totally different from Mimic.
Okay. Oh, wait. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
It's just basically relationship.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Relationship. Okay.
what
So
I mean
relationship.
about
What I mean about sex just
always being there.
always being there.
Yeah, it's not always. I mean, a lot of times you have down periods, and you have two parties. You have one, and each one can be going through their own things and may not feel in the mood. I mean, you try to do things to put each other in the mood, but that's still not gonna. You don't want to force someone into it. And being able to have a conversation about it is very important. And if you don't have a relationship that fosters that level of communication, then everything else is just tumble downhill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of.
I
pretty much.
I was looking into.
So thanks for the correction.
Thanks for the correction.
Sex always being there. I think sex.
I think sex always there
available.
available for me.
Oh, I'm not. No. I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't going there.
At a point,
I can say
where
I did do a period where my performance level wasn't there, but
they didn't know.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't talk about it
at the time. I
can talk about it like all day long.
Yeah.
And,
well, now you're probably more comfortable with it.
And that's why I was
telling Miss Kipper about having love and being able to be comfortable with yourself.
You can't talk to someone.
You can't talk to someone if you don't love you. Confidence in yourself or love yourself enough to say, hey, express what's going on to this person. Regardless if they want to listen.
I'm trying to put this thing in a position they can stand on its own.
I'm not sure.
What's up?
And the
echo.
The echo, you hear it still?
Yeah.
You can't hear it, but they can, and I can.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on the phone. I was trying to get on my computer to see. I don't know. I'll try that. I'll hang up here, and I'll try to join from a computer.
Okay.
To see if that.
Okay.
All right.
It might just be my phone, Mario. Jeez. I know I need to upgrade my freaking phone. I really need to fix my baby. I'm going to get it fixed at the end of the month. And hopefully I don't have that problem. But Mario, you still started it. Yeah. I'm sorry, my better half, Mario. I do apologize. I didn't, I didn't mean to I didn't mean to blame the echo on you, sir. But yeah, and I guess what I was meaning in a form of sex will always be there, and maybe not with that certain person, but just sex in general would always be there. You can always just pop up and hop into the saddle with someone else that you can get sex from and start the tallying over. But if you're not able to have a conversation with another individual, then it's not gonna work out for you. It's not gonna work out for the relationship. Because what if the sex is bad? I don't know too many people that care about bad sex. So I'm just saying. Corey, I didn't see what the time was. The show is really just going to be about an hour long, and it's already 8. It's about 8:50. Well, it is 8:50, and I got a deck out at 9. But I'm gonna bring you up still. So we got like 10 minutes to talk, sir. Let me see. I don't have a button for you. See if you got a with you being on the computer, see if you have a button. See, Koji, the sex is. But if you have great conversation, Koji, if you have great conversation, you might can figure out the reason for the sex being bad. It might just be miscommunication. It might just be mixed communication. Yeah, if you have the button, I can still bring you up because it's only 8:50. So I'm like, hey, baby, for some reason we're not having great sex. It would be nice if you would do this and if you would do that. Then they might be like, oh, I didn't think about that. Thank you for telling me. And then you can have great sex from that point on. Why are you gonna up and leave? Well, Miss Mason, that might not be the point. There is a such thing as even if that is the point, there is such thing as teaching. Gosh, you guys are so hard. Really? Come on. Didn't we just talk about communication? Let's see. Okay, so that's well, still, even if you want to say that, hey, your sex is bad, we need to talk. You never have trouble finding it? Do you see it? Yeah, it's not on here for me to add you. Wait, unless you're talking about the. Are you talking about the button, sexual button, or the the button on the phone? I mean, the button on your computer to add. Because I'm just kind of confused now. Miss Mason seriously kind of threw me off. Your chat was turned on. That could be the culprit. I don't even know what that means. Exactly, Corey. Yes. Being able to just connect with the eyes and just words. But still, you have to conversate, man. Double meaning. guys, but I am going to I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But I totally appreciate everybody that's been watching. The thing about it is, every Sunday, this is normally around about 9 o'clock, but I do have to do something at 9. I actually want to see something that's kind of very important to me. I don't want to miss it. But and this is basically just an hour um, window for this from 9 to 10. But me and my silent partner, we're going to sit down starting Friday and Saturdays and trying to get up the most juiciest topics when it comes down to relationships. And again, guys, everybody's welcome to watch this. This is not a solely based MS thing. This is about relationships. I love relationships. I've always loved relationships ever since, say that 5 times, relationships ever since I was about 13. So for me to finally be in tune with love the way that I am now, I just want to assist as many people that I can, not only myself, but anyone that's willing to listen, because it just might help you. And with that being said, guys, to next Sunday, back on a regular time, 9 o'clock. That was the sofa. Real talk. Peace.